Okay, today we're going to be talking about 3D snowflakes. You're going to start out with 6 pieces of regular copy paper, just like I have here. What you need to make is a perfect square. So how to do that is to fold the paper like this so that this is lined up and creates a point. So I'm going to fold that, making sure I'm lined up, fold it up like this. And then I'm going to cut this part off to make my perfect square that's left over. You might want to keep that extra piece if you want to make smaller 3D snowflakes. I might make that later on. So I'm going to open that up. See that I have a perfect square right here. I'm going to leave it folded like this. Now, you have to start cutting on the fold. If you want to take your pieces apart so it's easier to cut, because 6 pieces is really hard to cut through, if you want to just cut through 3 at a time, that's a lot easier for a lot of people. So I'm going to start cutting on the fold parallel to the side of the paper. So right alongside of the side of the paper, I'm going to cut starting on the fold, going almost to the middle. It kind of looks like I'm going to the middle, but I'm not. And I'm going to do that again, a little smaller, go almost to the middle. If you don't go almost to the middle, that is going to mess you up. So make sure that you don't just go to like here, because it's not going to work if you just go to here. You have to go almost to the middle. Then I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to do the same thing. Almost to the middle and almost to the middle. You can do another one if you want. It's a little harder though, so I'm just going to start with these 2 cuts on each side. I'm going to open it up, take out one piece, put the other ones aside for now, and then I want to take the 2 corners right here that are in the middle, the smallest ones, and point them at each other, and then you're going to tape. So I got to get my tape in here. Point them at each other and tape. Then you're going to flip the paper, take the next 2. By the way, some people, they look at their thing and they're like, I don't have corners, I don't have corners. So just flip it this way, then you have corners. I'm going to take the next smallest ones, point them at each other, and then tape, and then flip. And take the last ones, point them at each other, and then tape. Now you have one of your 6-sided snowflake, one of your 6-sided snowflakes that's gonna all come together here like a pizza pie going out. So I'm gonna do the other ones very quickly, and you can see. Okay, now that I have all 6 done, I'm going to go ahead and take 3 at a time to put together. So these 2, you can see this is the smaller side, this is the bigger side, so I want the bigger sides to be facing the same way. And then I'm going to take these 2 corners and I'm going to line them up perfectly with each other. Perfectly like that. And then tape right on the end. So I'm taping that together. Then I'm going to take the next one and I'm going to see this is the small side, this is the big side, so I want small to big, and I'm going to tape that together, lining them up perfectly once again. I'm going to go ahead and tape that down. So now I have half a snowflake. The other thing that you have to do so that these aren't flopping around all the time is that you have to tape in between the snowflakes. So I have to tape right here and right here. So those 2 sides are taped together now. They don't come apart. So now I'm going to take another piece of tape, tape right here to right here, and then I have half a snowflake. I'm going to set that aside and create my other half a snowflake. Another thing that you can do is that you can just put all 3 together at once. So big side on the right this time. I'm going to set that up so it's covering each other completely, just lined up. Big side on the right, I'm going to set that up and just cover it completely, and then you can staple if you want. So you could do all 3 together. And my stapler is a little messed up, so I'm going to take that out. I'm going to redo. Okay, set it. All right, now I'm gonna take this one. I still have to put those together at the end, so I'm gonna quickly do that. That side to that side to that side. Okay, now they're together. And so now I want this to be facing away from me, and then this to be facing toward me, like the points are pointing at me, and I want to overlap those two. Then you're going to take tape, oops, tape. You're going to take tape, and you're just going to tape those two so that they are together, which is kind of awkward to do. It's a little weird. However you get that tape to stay is however you get that tape to stay, and it's all good. Okay, then the last thing you have to do is to tape these two sides together. So I'm going to do that so it's not floppy. Not floppy. And press a little bit, and then you have your snowflake, and it's all good. 3D snowflake right there. So now if you have time and you want to use the ends, you know how to make a square. To make a square, you just fold it like this and then cut this off, and then you have your 6 pieces that you can make a teeny tiny baby snowflake with. Now the smaller ones are harder to do because there's less space to move in between, and it's kind of more intricate. So you can try that out now. Very good. Thank you.